And I remember I said to him, I said, no, that's not for me. That's a religion for terrorists and black separatists, right? Because what I knew from the Islam was Nation of Islam. I was in tears, and I went and I purchased the Quran. And I took it home, and I read Surah Maryam 2 more times. I didn't want to be put off, because for the first time I felt that this is real. I felt God's presence for the first time. But it was a long time. But when he came back, he was glowing. And this is a swarthy, dark African man, but he was glowing with the brightest light that I had ever seen. And I had never seen, I came later to know that this is Nur, right? But I had never seen it before. And when I entered the mosque, there was a row of maybe 50 men waiting for me. And when I walked in, they all stood in line to greet me. I already told them that I was coming, and they welcomed me. And then we sat down, and they just asked me about my life and questions about, my faith and what I knew. And they explained about the 5 pillars of Islam, the angels, the Day of Judgment, the books, the life of the grave. And they asked me if I had any problem with any of this. And I said, no, this all feels right to me. And so they said, would you like to become a Muslim? And surprisingly to myself, I said yes. I said I would like to become a Muslim. And so then they explained to me, no one has forced you to do this. No one has told you if you come here you'll get money or anything. And I said, no, this is on my own volition. I'm here on my own. And so he held my hand and had me say the Shahada, and I closed my eyes. And I say this when I tell the story, that I closed my eyes because it's important. Because the moment I said my Shahada, I felt as though I lifted off the ground. Like I really felt that my body left. And I opened my eyes because I was so shocked by it. And later I understand that, you're forgiven, and the heavy burden of sins that you're carrying have a physical manifestation, and you felt light from this. And so that was my conversion to Islam. It was from Wednesday saying that I wanted to make a change in my life, thinking I wanted to go back to Christianity, to Friday becoming a Muslim. And then not knowing anything about Islamic law, it's Ramadan, and so they say you fast. And so by the second day of fasting, I called someone and said, this is going to be very difficult for me, this fasting. And so then they asked me about it, and then I realized that you could eat after the sun went down. I was on a 48-hour fast at that point.
You said
It did make a difference to them. They were elated. And so I hear a lot of people's conversion stories, and they say that their family was in opposition to them and it caused a problem for them. But for mine, it didn't. For mine, it was, if you're going to get cleaned up, and this is the thing that's going to clean you up and you're going to get your life back on track, then we're all for it.
So they welcomed it.
They welcomed it. And then consequently, years later, my mother has embraced Islam. My stepfather embraced Islam. My younger brother embraced Islam as well.
MashaAllah.